Hey guys, how are ya? Here for my live yet again. I'm back. Can't get rid of me. Right? Hope everyone had a brilliant day. I had a pretty good day. Had some brilliant ideas. Things that'll happen once I check on them and things like that. I'll talk about some of them. I won't talk about all of them. But some things that'll come in down the track, sort of thing, that's really going to help us along the way. So I want to talk about a bit about Bitcoin today too. So people already. Hi guys, that was quick. Usually I'm rambling to myself for at least 30 seconds. You guys came in like 10 seconds later. Doing well. It's like you want to see me. Oh. Not used to this much attention, to be honest. Okay, we'll wait till some more people come on and we'll get started. A few things to talk about today, but it's all good stuff, which I like. I like good stuff. We've been doing a lot of talks. Tom and I have been talking a fair bit too, and Amber's made some suggestions as well, which is really, really good. And a few things I want to focus on as well, and we'll see where we go from there. But now that there's a few people on, I just want to talk a bit. We were talking in the chat. If you're not part of the chat, you can ask to be part of the chat if you're a member and all that sort of thing. So you can get involved on chats and stuff. It's a good place to say good day. And if you're not in a juicing group, you can get into a juicing group too. That's where you just got to click on people's ads and just comment, Yahoo, I love this is great, that sort of thing. Every single person that joins in there and makes a comment makes a difference to Bitcoin Ascension, and which means that makes a big difference to your future. That's what this is all about, isn't it? It's your future. So if you want to make a difference to your future in a very pretty passive way, sort of thing, I'm not telling you to recruit or anything like that. I'm telling you just to join in with the team. We've got one of the biggest teams around right now. I know there's other teams involved in this team, but right now for Bitcoin Ascension, we have a very, very big team. And I think we should put it to full use and get the most out of it so we can all start cycling and making some money. Yay! And I don't know if Rich Jaeger's on, but he cycled today and he was pretty happy about it. So good on him. And Mandy, I know, cycled like 9 times, and a couple of mine cycled, which was pretty good. Shows you how far along I did before I started making more, how many people I wanted to let in. Before I started making more to help push them through. I didn't make them all at the beginning. I've only got my single one at the very, very beginning, and that's only a couple of people off who are going to level 4 sort of thing, getting me to level 5, and the money I make from that goes into advertising for Bitcoin Ascension and things like that, paying for expenses, like the seminar in Perth and things like that. So it comes in handy for things like that. That's what that's what that money does. So I haven't actually made any money for my own pocket yet. I'm starting to now. I'm just starting to cycle on some now. So, which is really cool. It's good to see, I'm as happy as the rest of you that when I cycle sort of thing, because that means I'm making money. I don't make commissions off you guys or anything like that. And just because I got the number 1 position sort of thing doesn't mean I'm making all the money, because that money goes back into making Bitcoin Ascension great, with things like shirts and other things I do. With Tom, that pays for that, so that's where that money goes, sort of thing. So it doesn't matter that I'm at the top, because it's only here to help grow it, to help you guys cycle faster too. So that's pretty exciting. I might even make some more positions as well once that cycles, so that'll be pretty cool too. And we'll see how we go from there. Now I want to talk about Bitcoin a little bit. Been a few of us talking in the chat about Bitcoin, sort of thing. Everyone keeps talking about the bubble, and of course you've got the government, you've got the banks, and you've got the media all saying, "Oh, look, it's going away. We don't have to worry about it anymore because it's dropped so much in price." They say this every year. I think I've said this before, but just for those people who might have missed that, they say it every year. It happens every year. We'll use some logic in this. The fact that it does this every year, yes, it's gone down a lot, but when you look at the greater scheme of things, sort of thing, how much did it go up for it to come down a lot? And it's still higher than it was, midway through the last year, sort of thing. So, but also the logic of, how many millionaires and billionaires there are in Bitcoin? You think, well, they're just going to let it die? I don't think so. They're making too much money from it, and that's where we're going to be as well. And also the other logical term is all these experts, like, you know, we're talking people like Richard Branson and Bill Gates and things like that. I like to refer to those two because everyone knows who they are. And how they, their predictions for the end of this year sort of thing are around the, you know, between the 60 and 100, which is what I thought it would be too. 60 to $100,000 mark for a Bitcoin. And they're not going to put their reputations and their egos and their, you know, and things like that on the line if it was all just going to go down the plug hole, okay? These guys control a lot of the economy in the world with what they do. They're very, very rich men, and there's many like them, excuse me, in different countries and things like that. And there's no way they're going to let their gold mine burst, so to speak, because, you know, the Bitcoin's here to stay, as far as I'm concerned anyway. And I'm here to help you guys take full advantage of that. So don't be concerned about the Bitcoin. I see I'm a glass half full type of guy. I see it so low, so it's so cheap to buy a position in Bitcoin Ascension now. You'd be mad not to. And then when it does go up, bang. I'm not saying sell the car to buy positions, guys, or anything like that. I'm not God. I can't see everything in the future, but you know, I'm just using logic. That's all I'm using. You know, and listening to the people who are using Bitcoin, like the big people who are using Bitcoin and what they're saying, and you know, it's all positive from them, which is good. They like driving down the price. They make a huge profit, and then they use that profit to buy even more Bitcoin, which drives up the price, which means they make a profit. You do it with currencies in regulated funds. If you know what you're doing, you can do it with the Australian dollar against the American dollar, against the Japanese dollar, you know, and the euro and the pound and things like that. It's done all the time, and people say, oh, it took a big hit, so people are scared. I think it was over here, or I'm not sure, but I didn't see the report, but someone told me over here, we lost like $50 billion on the stock exchange today, you know, and people are freaking out over there. I'm sure there's probably a few people jumping down to high-story windows. We don't have that problem with Bitcoin sort of thing. We don't have to jump from windows. So it's not so bad, because we know it's going to go back up sort of thing. So, you know, if you put it in those relations and using that logic sort of thing, there's, you know, don't be worried. Give me some likes if you understand where I'm coming from in terms of the understanding what Bitcoin's, you know, it's doing and things like that. So I can understand people being a bit fearful, but seriously, you know, if you've been in it as long as I have, and people have been on it much longer than I have, you'll know that it's not a bubble. It's here to stay, sort of thing. You know, they didn't build it up all over these years just to cancel it out because it hit 20k. You know, they know where it can go and where it is going. So, moving on from there regarding Bitcoin Ascension, we are growing really, really quickly now. I know we're going to grow a lot faster. This is nothing compared to what we're going to grow, but it's very consistent, and it's not just the same people buying accounts and things like that. And it's a lot of new people coming in too. I get messages all day from people saying, hey, I'm introducing such and such, or I've got a big group of people I'm going to bring in and things like that. So the more we're seeing, the more people are seeing what we're doing. They've seen the seminar. Amber loaded that up to YouTube today. Probably not the greatest copy, not like professionally made. But me, when I do the one, when and if Tom and I do one down the Gold Coast, I might get my son to come down with his camera because he's got a fairly good camera, you know, tripod and all that sort of thing. And he's very good at what he does, sort of thing, with the lighting. So we might get him to film it properly so we get a really, really good one. So you can see me a little better, sort of thing. I don't want to look like a guy that's from the shadows. I like to be very open and upfront, sort of thing, about what I do. Had a great talk with a lot of people today, which has been really, really good. So everyone's really positive. I love seeing it. It's great to see the positivity and the future we're making for ourselves. Now, the reason I want us working so hard now is so we don't have to work hard in the future, okay? Now, if Bitcoin does go up to like even $50,000, let alone $100,000, we want the Bitcoin now. So when it hits that mark, sort of thing, we can do what these whales do. That's the terminology for people with a lot of Bitcoin. We can do our sell-offs when the sell-offs happen and make a huge profit, and then when it goes down, use some of that profit to buy even more Bitcoin. You know, this is how we secure our future, guys. This is probably one of the best vehicles for getting there, and it's all controlled by us, not by anyone else. So So that's fantastic. So this is why I want things done. Some of the things I'll be introducing during the year will enhance that in terms of you being able to make money. I'm not taking you away from Bitcoin Ascension ever. Never happen. And there's a few extra things I'm going to check out to see if can be made, sort of thing to make your lives easier with all of it. You know, I'm here to try and make your lives easier, so it takes you less time online, sort of thing, so you've got more time for your family and the things you do, because you don't want to become a slave to something. Then sure, you've got a lot of money, but you've got no time to spend it because you're too busy doing this sort of thing. So I'm going to make it as easy. That's why I made it automated, so you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day. So that's one thing. But yeah, there's a few things I'm going to talk to some programmers about and things like that to see what we can do. One of the things I want to do is create a 2FA, like a backup to when you're logging in. A lot of you have noticed probably that you can't change your details in the back because of the security we put on it to stop other people hacking into your account and changing everything. But if I get the 2FA, which is the secondary feature sort of thing to for authentication, so it knows it's you. If I can get that installed, so when you log in, I'm hoping to do it like coin payments do it. You log in, and then it sends you an email with a code. You put that code in, and that way you're in, and that way you can go and edit your profile if you need to. So that way no one else can do it. So if I can get that installed as quickly as possible, I will do it. It should be able to be done live as well, so we shouldn't have to take the site down as far as I know. But if we have to, I'll give you plenty of notice if that's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure people like Jamie and stuff like that would know how to do that without actually taking the site down. So that's all good. We did find a small glitch in there. It's not a hacker thing or anything. It's just a glitch in the coding. And a few people supposed to be going up to level 4 sort of got skipped with not that they've been upgraded and not paid. It's just the numbers they're supposed to have, the 8 on their third line, sort of they got to 6 or 7 and it skipped to someone else. So our original programmer is looking into that, and he thinks he's found the glitch, so he's going to fix that. So a couple of people who may have missed out, sort of thing, don't worry. That's going to be rectified. You will be paid because the money's in there, obviously, to pay you. So that's not a problem. So we're getting that fixed. I'd like to think I address all the problems I can that come up, sort of thing, and get them sorted as fast as what humanly possible to get that done. I wish I was a coder myself, so I could do it myself. But if I bring in this second phase authentication sort of thing, you'll be able to do a lot of the stuff that you have to come running to me for, like changing a password or changing a Bitcoin address because you've changed wallets and things like that. This will just make it much easier for you and get it done, so you don't have to chase me down. And it'll save me a lot of hours, to be honest. I don't mind doing it. Believe me, I'll stay up all night to do things like that, so you guys are safe. But if I can leave it into your hands, sort of thing, it won't be so hard. Other thing I want to bring up: a few people have made accounts, but they put too much money in there, and not everyone does it, but a few people do it because they think, oh, I'll make 5 accounts, and they put it all into the one account, and it gets goes in there. I'll tell you what happens when that happens. Now, you send that money, it accepts it, coin payments accept it. And then, of course, it's too much. So what we'd like it to do is to put the money in your account and send your money back, and that's what it does. But it goes to a different section, a different part of coin payments to get processed and sorted through, because it's not a person handling the money, it's a computer system. So it goes to a different part of it saying, this was too much, what do we do? And it has to go through a lot of checks and balances to make sure that nothing wrong is happening, and to also be able to refund that money back to that Bitcoin address that they sent it from. Once they clear it up, trouble is they go through their check. So it does take time. So if you've done that and it hasn't come back to you, that's the reason, sort of thing. It will come back to you. It can take up to a week, though, unfortunately. So be really careful. Remember, each account is 0.004. Tell all the people you introduce who are making accounts, one at a time, guys, 0.004 only, and then you won't have problems like that. So anyone who has trouble logging in, they're not getting an email or something like that, I can help you with that. So you can message me, do it after the live, and say, I can't get into my account, I've just made an account, can't get in, so I can't upgrade. I can go into your account and give you a password of your choice right now, and set it up so you can log in and do your work, okay? So if you're wondering what to do, that's what you do. So until I can get this sorted out, sort of thing, so because we put so much security on it now because of that damn hacker, I've made it sort of impossible for you guys to be able to change anything because I don't want you getting hacked. So I'm going to find an easier way of doing it so we don't have that problem. So so that's good news. So everything's going well in there and stuff like that. I'll let you know when I do hit level 5. I'll do a nice big post of it. I'm going to put a post together of the pictures I took in Perth for the seminar, just so you can see where we were, what we did, and all that sort of thing, and people we met. I was talking to the owner of 7th Avenue today, and he doesn't know anything about Bitcoin just yet, and he's sort of learning. Luckily, Amber's over there to give him a hand if he needs to, but he's getting, if you missed the seminar, he gave over his reception hall basically for nothing, you know, for a couple of positions, and out of the kindness of his heart sort of thing, and usually that sort of thing costs a lot. And Tom was saying, well, you know, a couple of accounts isn't enough, let's give him 10. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So we're going to give him 10 accounts. So we're going to set them up for him as soon as he gets his Bitcoin wallet all sorted out, so he has a Bitcoin address. And now I'm going to teach him what a Bitcoin address is. So, but if you ever try to explain a Bitcoin address to someone, you ask them about their online bank or just their bank account, and you say, you know, your BSB number, over here in Australia it's a BSB number, an account number. Other places, for international stuff, you get a certain code, Swift codes and things like that. So it's something along those lines. So that's all it is. So don't over confuse what Bitcoin is, sort of thing, in terms of the address. It's basically just an account number, so you can receive funds. That's all it is. So I think if we can simplify things down to what the way people understand it until they get used to it, it's just going to make it easier for everyone. So that's all good. That's part of the education process. Got to have a meeting with Tom and Amber tomorrow on Zoom, just the three of us, sort of thing, to discuss a few things, you know, in terms of roles and things we're doing. We want to start some regular Zoom calls during the week, you know, 1, 2, depending on how much we need. So I've asked Amber to find me all the time zones and things like that, and how it relates to my time here, so we can work out a schedule, so we can be in every country at their prime time and things like that. So if we do that on a regular basis, you'll be able to invite people on a regular basis, and we'll record them as well, and things like that, because there's always different questions asked that can get covered, and so that way you'll get the full experience. I'll try not to make them long, you know, I never talk. So I'll try not to make them long, and I'll try to make it pretty hard and fast, but understand. Pardon me. Oh, I drank a heap of water before I came in, so there we go. But yeah, to make it simple enough for people to understand. I think when I was talking on the seminar, I was talking about more the crowdfunding side of it, which is what it is. I mean, we've all got dreams and things like that, and that's what we're helping each other fund. A lot of people saying, how does 0.004 get people other money? Well, because it's done on a matrix system. You know, as people come in and they upgrade, they come in on different levels to under you specifically. So you'll get 2 people coming in underneath you, and that pays you enough, and the system upgrades you automatically. A lot of people don't get it because they don't have to do the manual upgrading and the manual paying and stuff, because I've taken all that away, so it's easy for you. So and then 4 people come in, they upgrade, they get people underneath there, upgrades them, so then they upgrade to the level 2, which puts you up to level 3, and of course you receive 4 times 0.004, so to speak, to make more and more money, sort of thing. Well, actually, it's a bit more than that, but don't quote me on everything right now, guys. I haven't got anything in front of me to. But basically, that's it. Everyone's just making 0.004, but it kicks people up to new levels. So these people who have made 4 times 0.004 or 2 times 0.004 basically go up to the next level, and they're paying the person above them that money from what they've got, and what's left over goes into your pocket. So that's how you make money from just 0.004. It's all about us all working together. So as we come in and we do it, that's why a lot of people come into programs and they go, I'll sign up me, and then I'll sign my 2 kids under me so I make some money. You're not really actually making money that way. You're sort of just paying yourself. You're just transferring money around. So and that's when they do it on referral links and stuff like that, because it's a way for them to make some sort of money, I guess. I don't know how, but But yeah, we're having a central line and everyone getting covered. You can make like 10 accounts and you won't go under yourself. So because it all just spreads out along the line. I had a long talk with someone about that, how that works and how long it can take and how long we want it to take and things like that. And it's all relative to our how many people sign up and upgrade and how many people make extra accounts and things like that. The faster it goes, the better we are. Now, we really soared in the last week. I haven't done the numbers, but we're averaging between, I don't know, 70 to 100 a day coming in. Like I go to bed and it's at one number because I always look before I go to bed. Typical owner. Look at the stats, and then when I wake up, I'll check again. Usually before I've even had a coffee, I've just like turned on the iPad and just gone and had a look, and it's amazing to see the jump in numbers. The email notifications I get from coin payments saying someone's made a payment or someone new signed up, sort of thing. It's great. Some days it can just like be going like nuts, and that's all I'm getting, sort of thing. Just this blip, 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 blip all the time, sort of thing for notifications. And it's great to see, and I think we've done a smashing job so far, and this is only just the beginning. So let's see what we can do for February. We've got Valentine's Day coming up, guys and girls. Let's see if we can start some sort of competition up for Valentine's Day. So any thoughts and things like that, let's make it extra special. Everyone buy one for their partner if they have one, sort of thing, as part of a Valentine's Day gift. I'd personally, I'd do it before February 14, because I think by February 14 Bitcoin might start going up a bit. So you can do it early, but I think if we all bought one for our partner or someone special in our lives, it doesn't have to be our partner, sort of thing, if we don't have one. But if we bought one for someone special in our lives, just an account for them in their name, all that sort of thing, it can link to your bank, to your Bitcoin account and all that sort of thing. So, you know, if they're not into Bitcoin or anything like that. But I think that might be a nice way of doing it as well, why Bitcoin is so low, as a bit of a Valentine's Day gift. So if we get someone like Arla, or someone make up a great Valentine's Day ad, sort of thing, because you're brilliant with the pictures, and Mandy is as well, and stuff like that, and quite a few of you are. I've seen some brilliant pictures and GIFs, or GIFs, I don't know what the hell you call them, but the moving pickies that you get. I think it'd be great to see a Valentine's ad sort of thing going up. You know, what are you getting for Valentine's Day, sort of thing. You know, I'm getting my future for Valentine's Day. You know, think about where we're going to be this time. If you did it right now, like, you know, up to Valentine's Day, for Valentine's Day, sort of thing, buying a position, or, you know, you can buy as many as you like, but buying a position for that someone special, no matter who it is, it could be your mum or something like that. Think about what happens next Valentine's Day next year, what that one account now has done for them by next Valentine's Day. So this Valentine's Day, if you don't have a lot of money, you buy them an account. Next Valentine's Day, you're having a hot air balloon ride, sort of thing, and a picnic somewhere special or something like that, or horse-drawn carriage, limo to a really nice restaurant, or you've bought a house together, you know, something like that, you know, something insane. Going on a holiday you always wanted to go to, I wanted to do it, you know. I'd love to take my girlfriend, or I'd love to take my boyfriend to France or something like that. This is the time to do it now. So in the next Valentine's Day is going to be like insane, and I mean, it'd be really, really nice by this time next year if we can have like a Bitcoin Ascension Valentine's Day party somewhere, sort of thing. We can get groups of parties in different countries, sort of thing. Have big party bash where everyone, because they can afford it, can travel and get to somewhere, and have a big romantic night with all the people of Bitcoin Ascension, sort of thing, in their relative areas. That'd be awesome. And you can see these ideas come to mind as I'm talking, because you know what's taken out of the equation? Being able to afford to do it. So what we do now, I love all the hearts because it reminds me of Valentine's Day, but what we do now, what sort of party can we have next Valentine's Day? Because it's a very special day to have with your loved one. I mean, they're going to be happy and over the moon because you've probably solved your financial problems, I'm hoping, by then. And yeah, and just think, you know, what you could be doing or what you could be achieving, sort of thing, apart from what your normal goals are, for that one special day. If we have, if you guys are thinking like a Bitcoin Ascension Valentine's Day party sort of thing in our relative countries, we can sort out places and things like that. and get us all together to meet up on those days, on that day sort of thing, and then we can film it at each party sort of thing, and then link it all together and just show the world what Bitcoin Ascension has done, and how we're spreading the love, basically. I think that's a pretty cute idea. I mean, it's great for marketing, but I think it's just on a personal level. I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to, for the person I care about sort of thing, you know, next Valentine's Day, like doing something so special for them, and money's not an issue. Just what you've always wanted to do, and but you just can't afford to do things like that, you know, because too many other things are in the way, and things you'd always love to do. You know, use your imaginations, guys. I mean, the amount of things I can imagine I'd love to do is insane. What the things but of course you usually can't afford it, or you don't have the time. We're trying to solve that now. So think about that now. If you guys agree with me, likes, hugs, love hearts, things like that. If you think that's a pretty great idea of a way to celebrate where we are in a year's time from now, sort of thing, because we're taking action now. So I think I like the idea. I'll be doing it for sure. I'm going to buy one for someone special tonight, while Bitcoin is so low, and I might even make it a Valentini type username or something like that, you know, so get that to cycle basically out sort of thing before next Valentine's Day, and guess what you're going to be doing, guys? Anything you bloody well please. You know what I mean? You'll be able to buy that person that's something special, and I think that's if you have no other major goals in your life, that might be a good one to have. You know what I mean? Something you've probably never been able to do before, and never thought you'd ever be able to do until you're like 70 and retired, or 65 and retired sort of thing, and you're going to use some of the superannuation or pension or something like that to be able to go to that one place special. Guess what? You might be able to do it within a year. You know what I mean? So I think that's a great idea, and I think we might go with that. So if I can get some ads or something made, some Valentine Day ads, I think that'd be really, really cool. But we're doing it for the right reason. We're not doing it just to make the moolah. We're going to do it because it's going to create another dream for us. You know, you can have more than one dream, guys. I still want my pet sanctuary, of course, and everything like that. But I'd love to be able to do something special on Valentine's Day for that one person. So that idea just came to my head. You know, things like that are flying around my head all the time. If I could get the 2FA done and all that up and running too, to make your lives easier, that'd be great. I've got some other ideas to help you along the way too, to streamline everything for you, and I'll see if that can be done, and I'm pretty sure it can be, and we'll go from there, sort of thing. But everything's going really, really well. I don't think there was anything else majorly I had to talk about, apart from Bitcoin Ascension's going so well, and we're still getting great feedback from the seminar. Which is great. And I was wearing my t-shirt today, out and about, and I got 3 people very interested, and 2 people signed up straight away after I told them what it was all about and what it can do. And they went, "Oh, great, yep, I'll be in that. I've heard of Bitcoin." So yeah, it's, you know, people like to start with Bitcoin. It's very popular, and that's why I chose it. So yeah, and in terms of doing seminars and things, not just seminars, but even Zoom calls. If people from different parts of the country, maybe even comment in here, what day is a good day you reckon for a Zoom call where you know, in your country. It doesn't matter if you all disagree. You know, you could have all 7 days in there, sort of thing, and we can find that what would be the most popular, and daytime or evening sort of thing, if you know what I mean, especially on that particular day. So obviously Tuesday lunchtime is not a great time to do it because everyone's working. Well, a lot of people are working. But if you're doing it like a Saturday night, it'd be great, or a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning would be really nice, although Sunday morning a lot of people go to church. But if you do it like Sunday midday sort of thing after church and all that sort of thing, when you can sit down with all your friends and have a listen to me droning on, yeah, let me know, because all I want to do is help you guys grow, and I'll give up all my time to do that sort of thing. That's one of my goals, sort of thing, is to help as many people as I can in 1 year. That's why I want the $1 million at the year. It's not because I want $1 million for Bitcoin Ascension so I make money, although I will. That's just a byproduct. It means in 1 year I've been able to help 1 million people. You know, that's an amazing feeling, and it won't just be me doing it. Obviously, I can't do it without you guys, but that's a personal goal for me. I'd like to have Bitcoin Ascension have 1 million people, not accounts, but people, and that means Bitcoin Ascension helped 1 million people that year. to start a future and stuff like that. That's why I'm setting that goal. I like setting goals, and I was talking to another lady today who likes setting goals like that, and trying to strive for them. So, you know, I want 1 million people, but really I'm hoping to get like 2 million people. You know, that sort of thing. But I'll go for 1 million. I think that's a realistic goal for us. I know we're only like, you know, a couple of thousand and things like that, but I think we can be a hell of a lot more than that. So, as I said, we've just begun. So, brilliant stuff. Love yous all as always. And anyone who needs me to still change something, sorry, because I've had like so many messages, bump up your message or contact me now if you need a password change or a Bitcoin address change. Message me now, sort of thing, and I'll get on the computer and start fixing all that, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and love yous all, and I'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye bye.